Representative Walsh.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Pelton, I'm going to ask a question that follows up on Rep. Gaynor's question. So you've hired a bunch of heads back, and you're within 1% of where you were in 2019, but are they the right heads? Are you running short in certain divisions of your agency which deliver critical services to people driving on roads and riding on ferries in the state?
Yeah, I would say definitely so. I think I tried to speak to the experience factor of the replacement. The individuals we're replacing people with are less experienced for sure. And the deficit, as I've looked at it from my perspective, is predominantly in the area of Washington State ferries, where there's a pretty long training pipeline into certain positions. So I think that one takes some time. And certainly the highway maintenance worker and the maintenance series as a whole, we've had a really tough time filling equipment tech positions, which is a huge deficit for us. For those individuals that are working on those heavy wheeled vehicles, they're force multipliers for us to be able to clear the roads and keep a lot of our equipment operating. And finally, I would say, or maybe last on that list is the transportation systems technician. And those are the people that are doing a lot of electrical work associated with your tunnels and your signal systems throughout the state. Those are the areas where we're probably hurting the most. We are getting volume in the area of our core entry levels with engineers and highway maintenance. So for example, if we need 60, we're finding, like right now, we're doing a recruitment for TE2s. And I think we're up to filling about 42 of the 60 we need, but it's taken us months to get to that point and a very aggressive outreach effort and a lot of concerted effort internally to get there, but we're still short. So, I would say highway maintenance is and ferries are our top two, with engineering not being far behind that, with specific classifications hurting us the worst, which I outlined previously, the TST and the equipment tech.
Follow up, Representative Walsh.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I appreciate it. I understand that you believe part of that reason is just the pay levels you have to offer, but other than pay, are there other reasons you're having trouble filling those positions?
That's a very good question. I think that the market conditions are such that it's hard for everybody, and I hope that I tried to make that clear. I don't think that these issues are unique to us. When you look again at the Bureau of Labor Statistics and the number of people, let's say, on unemployment, if we snapped our fingers tomorrow and put every one of those people into positions throughout the country, we would still have more open positions than we have people to fill them. And so what that tells me is that there's a talent deficit throughout the country that's not just unique to Washington State, that we have to invest a lot of time and effort into training people to get them ready for these positions. And this may be something that we'll be able to forecast in the coming months is, we're just going to have to do whatever we can to find the talent. And we may have to accept some risk on the fact that we aren't able to fill certain positions. And I think that that's what we've been doing for the last several months since the pandemic, is we've accepted the fact that, there are certain positions that are just so hard to fill, despite our, there's with the engineering technicians, for example, I have examples of those where I think we've recruited for those positions 2 or 3 times. So we're just going to aggressively pursue them until we can get those positions filled.